Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have just returned from some travel. I've been to California. In fact, I have my Disneyland Spirit jersey on today. And since I've just done a pretty long flight there and back to California, I thought I should do an in-flight travel essentials video. I haven't done anything like this for a while, and I thought I'd put it here on this channel rather than my Disney channel, because this isn't specific to my Disney trips. I could be going anywhere. I just wanted to talk through what I find really, really useful when I'm on a long haul flight. Some of these apply whether you're short haul or long haul, but particularly on long haul flights, if you're not used to them, they can seem very, very long. And over the years, there's things I've realized that I don't need, things that I do need that are really useful, so I thought I would get into that today. And the current bag that I use as my carry-on luggage is this one here. So I need to go back a little bit so you can see it. This is a backpack, and it actually has a section in the bottom where I can put all my camera equipment and stuff in there, and then you have the regular section in the top so I can put all my stuff in. And also it does have a laptop pocket in the back, so the laptop pocket goes all the way down the back, and it kind of gives structure to the bag and all of the stuff that's in the bottom. So I really do love this. It has a pocket on the front as well, a zip pocket, which I can use to put my passport and things that I want to grab quickly. This bag was from Amazon. I've had it for quite a long time now and I absolutely love it. I've bought various different travel bags over time, but I always end up going back to this one. So this is definitely my favorite. It does have little pockets inside. Let me just see if I can show you. So it's got various different pockets on this side and the other side. So it's a very functional, useful bag. While I do tend to watch maybe one movie on the in-flight entertainment on a plane, usually I do end up reverting back to my phone, sometimes to listen to music, but I do also have an app on here which I absolutely love, which is Readly. And I just want to say a huge thank you to Readly for sponsoring today's video. Readly is a magazine subscription app, and they have over 7,000 titles. They also have newspapers, basically anything that you can think of. Readly will have something for you. This is the Discover page on mine, so this is where they will recommend different magazines to you. Along the bottom though, you do have My Content. So this is where you can favourite magazines. So over the course of you using the app, as you discover titles that you love, you can click the little star to favourite them, and here I have all of my favourites. And when I'm going on a flight, I really like to pick something that I can escape into. And something for me that I absolutely love, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in my videos before, perhaps I have, I really love history. I love watching period dramas, I love reading stuff like that, and I absolutely love this title, which is Period Living. I love looking at period properties, I love looking at interiors where people have that kind of theme in their homes. I absolutely just love this magazine. So I'll just show you the inside of this one so you can see what it's like reading the magazines on here. Let me just get it a bit closer. So it's really simple to use. It will go right into the chosen title that you've gone to. You can obviously zoom in to read. You can actually turn it so you can read it like this if you prefer, but I tend to have it up this way. And I just love all the inspiration in these magazines, but the bit I love the most are the real properties. So this is where someone's property is showcased in the magazine. So as you can see here, this cottage is absolutely beautiful, and they basically have a whole piece written about this person's property, whoever it might be. It shows the interiors and they talk about how they decided on everything. I just love it. This is the kind of thing I can get totally lost in, and this is one of my favorite things for that, especially when I'm on a plane, I'm on a long flight, I've got a lot of time to get through. I just love this. And just back into the section that says My Content along the bottom, another thing you can do is bookmark pages. So if you go to your bookmarks, I actually bookmarked that particular article about this home, so you can go straight to it. You don't have to go to the title and scroll through. And again, back to the My Content page, you can also download titles. And this is such a great feature if you're going on a flight, because you may not have Wi-Fi. Some planes do have Wi-Fi, but I must admit it's very rarely any good for downloading stuff. You might be able to open emails and things, but really you want to download your titles before you get on the plane so that you have everything there ready to read. So as you can see, I've got lots here downloaded. They have puzzle magazines as well. Also along the bottom there are newspapers, so if you want to read the newspapers, you've got that too. The other thing with this is that you can do family sharing. Up to 5 people can use the same account. So if you're going away with your family, everybody can download the app and you can all share the same one Readly account, but you can all have your own favourites. So if one of you likes newspapers, for example, you've got that. Everybody has their own favourite section, can download their own magazines. So it's really great value for everyone to share it. And I just love having something like this, so I've always got something there to read. I do find with my phone it is very easy easy to just be mindlessly scrolling social media and things like that. And actually it's nice to just have something proper to read, something you're interested in. Like I say, there's something for everybody on here. And Readly have a great offer for you guys. So if you click the link in the description of this video, you'll get 6 weeks for free. So you can have 6 whole weeks to try this out, try all the different features. Like I say, the family sharing and everything, everyone can use it. I've been absolutely loving it. I can highly recommend it, especially as you're getting 6 weeks for free that you can cancel at any time. So be sure to click on the link in the description to get your 6 weeks free. I can highly recommend this. And Readly is something I used loads on my flight to and from California. I'll be using it again the next time I go to Florida. Absolutely love that. So my phone is definitely one of my top in-flight essentials, and to go along with that I do also have my headphones, just in case I am listening to anything, watching anything. Always make sure they're charged if they're these AirPod type ones. You might also want to have some wired headphones. When you're on the plane, usually the airlines do provide headphones, but not all of them do. So if you want to take your own, then you would want to take some wired ones. These are the Virgin Atlantic ones. I don't think you're supposed to take these. I am just going to say, in my defense, I didn't take these. I don't know how they ended up in with my luggage, but they were in a carrier bag I had down by my feet. So I don't know if they fell in there or someone else put them in there. I honestly didn't take them myself, but these are wired ones, so I will take them with me on my next Virgin flight, and then I will leave them because they recycle them and use them again, I think. But you could take your own wired ones if you want to use with the in-flight entertainment, because sometimes the ones they provide are not the best ever. So if you have your own wired ones that are any good, then you could take those. Next up, another thing that kind of goes along with the phone but is very important is your charger cable. On a very long flight, it is easy for your phone to run out of battery, and usually you're not going to want your phone to have run out of battery when you arrive at your destination. Most of the airlines now have USB ports for you to charge your phone. It's important to not have it plugged in during takeoff and landing, but the rest of the time you can. I have encountered a few times where the USB port doesn't work, or there's some kind of problem, or it's intermittent or something. So the other thing I do always take with me is a power bank. Obviously make sure your power bank is charged. I have fallen foul of that before and actually had it with me, but it's not charged, which is no good. But you can use your cable with that and then charge up your phone or your headphones or whatever else. Most of them have 2 USB ports at least, so if someone else needs to charge as well, then you can do that. So I always take a power bank with me on the plane as well. Next up, I have a few items in my little clear travel bag. I got these recently from Amazon, these little zippy ones. Some airlines are okay with you taking your liquids through security in this. Sometimes they like you to put them in those little clear plastic bags that they provide, so just check as you're going through security. But in here, obviously you're not allowed to take anything over 100 ml, but I always have hand sanitizer. This is an important one when you're on a plane and obviously you're touching various different things. There's lots of people in close proximity. Hand sanitizer these days just an absolute must after the last couple of years with COVID. I think a lot of people have just become hand sanitizer users who perhaps weren't before. I actually always used to take this with me, but now I think a lot of people will see this as an essential. Usually I don't take a lot of makeup with me on the plane. I just have a couple of things in case I have any makeup disasters or look really bad when I get to the other end. Usually the only things I take are my concealer and my liquid eyeliner. Those are the 2 things for me that if anything's going to smudge or go a bit dodgy, I might need to touch up. So those are the only 2 things I really take with me in terms of makeup. Sometimes I'll throw a lipstick in there, but not always. I also just have a toothpaste and one of these little foldy travel toothbrushes. If you're coming back to the UK long haul, you are usually going overnight, and before you land or when you've landed at the airport in the UK, it's nice to just have a quick little toothbrush, because it just feels awful to me waking up if I've been sleeping on the plane or sleeping ever and not being able to brush my teeth. So I do always bring those with me. Another thing you might find very useful if you're on a night flight is a little eye mask. This is the Virgin Atlantic one that they give you if you are flying premium with them, but you can pick them up really cheaply on Amazon or eBay. You can get more interesting ones than this with designs on the front, or if you really struggle with not being able to sleep unless it's dark, you can get the really good ones. Manta Sleep is a really good one. Usually on a night flight there's not too much going on, but there is light coming from various different places. There are people moving around, so if you do want to get your sleep, then an eye mask is a good idea, as are these, which are earplugs. Again, these are the ones that Virgin Atlantic give you, but you can pick them up on Amazon or eBay. Normally I would put headphones in personally, but sometimes if you're trying to sleep and you don't want to have like any distractions, any music or anything like that on, then earplugs are quite important. Planes are generally quite noisy even at night. You've always got the engine noise going on, which can be quite distracting from sleeping. People can be talking around you, or snoring. I encountered that recently on a flight. Someone was snoring very, very loud, and the earplugs definitely come in useful for that. So definitely have some of those with you just in case. On the subject of sleeping, another thing you might want to bring with you is a travel pillow, one of these kind of neck pillows. I tend not to bring this on a daytime flight when I'm flying out, just because I know I won't use it and I don't really want to have to carry it around. But when I'm going on a nighttime flight, definitely this is something that is worth bringing when you're trying to sleep in an aeroplane seat, unless you are lucky enough to be in first and you've got a fully flat bed or something. Normally you are sleeping sitting up, and that can be really painful on your neck. So just think about bringing a pillow if it is a nighttime flight where you're going to want to sleep. The ones that they give you on the airline are just like a regular little flat pillow. They really don't do anything for your neck whatsoever. So a good neck pillow is definitely worth bringing. Another essential that I absolutely always have to have is water. They do provide you with drinks on the plane usually. Again, it depends on the airline, but with water I just like to keep sipping it all the time. It's really important to stay hydrated, and you don't want to have to keep asking for more water, so it's good to just bring a bottle with you. Just remember, you won't be able to take it through security, so you need to buy it when you get through in the departure lounge. I also like to always have a snack with me. Sometimes I buy a sandwich or something when I get through security because I'm not a huge fan of airplane food, but I like to just have something else just in case you need a little snack in between. One of my favorites are these Naked bars. These are the salted caramel, which is my favorite flavor. They're not chocolatey or anything, and they're also not a cereal bar. They're really hard to describe. Just give it a try. They're really, really good. They are made from fruit and nuts, but they're like a soft bar, which I just really like. I love these. They come as a pack of 3, I think this is 3 or 4? 4 in here. So if you're traveling with somebody, these are just really good to bring with you, so you just have something if you need it. And I do also like to have some gum. Again, if you're traveling and you're sleeping or whatever else is going on, sometimes you really do just want to freshen up, so I do bring some gum or some mints with me. Another thing that I found to be an essential is a pen. This is not necessarily something that you would think to bring with you, even if you don't plan on writing anything down, especially when you're traveling to the States. I was surprised to find out when I went to California, I still had to fill in the landing card, like the immigration card. I haven't had to do that for Orlando for definitely the last few flights I've been on, so maybe it varies by state, but when I went to California I did still have to fill that in, and I didn't have a pen. So now making this video, this was definitely something I wanted to remind everybody to bring, because only one person around me had one and then everyone needed to borrow it. So try and remember to bring a pen just in case you need it. So the last few things I have in here, this next one I wouldn't necessarily consider it an in-flight essential. In fact, it isn't something you are going to need on the flight at all, but it is something you might need when you land, and that is my umbrella. I do tend to put that in my carry-on luggage just in case there's heavy rain when I arrive. I obviously travel to Florida a lot. There is a lot of rain there, and I don't want to have to root around in my suitcase trying to find an umbrella, so I do tend to throw that in my carry-on luggage. This next one kind of goes without saying, but your passport. Never forget to put that in your hand luggage or your carry-on luggage. If you accidentally pack this in your suitcase, that would be annoying when you get to the check-in desk at the airport, because you're going to have to root around to find it. So always remember to have that in your hand luggage. And also any bank cards that you have, credit cards, anything like that. In here I've got my annual pass for Disney, all of my cards, all of that I always take with me, obviously in my hand luggage. Don't ever pack that in your suitcase, because if it does go missing, that would be a nightmare. And the last thing I have is my laptop. Like I said, it just slides into the back of that bag, and you always want to pack things like this in your hand luggage. You don't want anything fragile like iPads, cameras, laptops, anything like that in your checked luggage in your suitcase, because they could easily get broken. So always pack anything like that into your carry-on bag as well. So those are my current in-flight essentials. Please do let me know in the comments what your essentials are, anything else that you take. That's helpful for other people as well, because I know people watch these videos when they're packing for their flight and would love to know what they might need. So if you have any recommendations, please do let me know those in the comments. And don't forget to click on my link to Readly in the description as well to get your 6 weeks free. Like I said, you can cancel anytime, so definitely give it a go, try it out for yourself. I do absolutely love it. As always, a huge thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. That helps other people to find it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and over on my Disney in Detail channel as well, which is linked below. That's where my California vlogs will be going, and all of my other Disney vlogs, so be sure to check those out as well. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!